Hey y'all, hey, how are you guys doing today? I hope everyone is having a lovely day. Um, Today is Wednesday. Um, I am working, y'all, and boy, I have been. I'm telling you, there is a lot of videos that I have come there just popping up in my news feed with people that are like in their 40s plus 50s plus that are doing videos, and some of them have been doing it for quite some time, and they're just coming out of everywhere. People talking about working 9 to 5s and stuff like that. And somebody commented on one of the person's videos, and they were saying that they noticed that the things that they've been thinking about and desiring to do, those types of videos have been coming up in their news feed. And that I've been getting that too. um, I have been getting a lot of the older. I don't know. Is it Gen X or what? I'm not sure with those terms. I would have to Google that so I'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want to just be out here saying stuff, but like X Gen, Gen X or whatnot, and then the 40s, 50s, and then also about working a 9 to 5. And I have felt these things, thought these things before. I have struggled before with the 9 to 5, and I have to really keep my mind in the right place because I can really get off with that. But anyway, as I was sitting here, I set my alarm for 3:15. I thought I set it for 3:15 p.m., but I set it for 3:15 a.m. And I did this last week. My daughter is out of school for fall break, and so I have my lunch schedule changed so that I can have a normal lunch break, because when she's in school, my lunch break is tailored to her because I have to go pick her up from school. So when she's out of school for a break, I will get a lunch break that, is, I call it normal people's lunch break. So when I set my schedule, I schedule my breaks on my phone as an alarm so I won't forget and be out of code. So I meant to do 3:15 p.m. for my break, but I did 3:15 a.m. instead. So my alarm's going off at 3:15 in the morning, and I'm like waking up like, what's going on? Is it time? I was like, dang, can I just go to sleep? And so I got up, I looked at my clock, I was like, it's 3:15. I gotta pray. I have to. I did not want to. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, I had to fight that. I fought it, and I give God all the glory. He gave me the strength, the mindset. I got on up, I went on ahead and went prayed and things like that. And I'm glad that I did that. I really am so glad that I did that because, for me, when I obey, God, obey God, when certain situations arise and I know I'm supposed to do something, but I don't feel like it or I don't want to do it, but I surrender to doing it anyway. For me, that gives me comfort. I feel like it gives me a leg to stand on, and it makes me feel good. It makes me feel better. And it does. I think it dictates my day. It helps me throughout the day, so I have a more of a peaceful day. Attacks come, they do. Things still happen. It doesn't matter how close you're walking with the Lord. If you are, you're not. Things are gonna come. But I was sitting here, and oh my gosh, I have a ton of things to do. I have a lot of work, um, and I'm working on some things, and I'm looking at some things that I have literally procrastinated on because, oh no, here we go. I have procrastinated on because, I'm overwhelmed. It's too much. It's too much going on in my mind. It's like I'm just over processed. Literally, my brain is over processed. And today, I thank God. Each day is different. Each moment, each time is different. But today, um, God has just given me this sense of peace today where, as I am working, I'm just pacing myself and I'm taking care of. things that everything needs to be taken care of. Everything is important, but I have to prioritize. And that is what I have been doing. And as I've been prioritizing a lot of things, I'm noticing that I simply just was so overwhelmed with the amount of information that it takes for me to complete this task that I just was like, you know what? I don't have time for that. I'll do it another time. And I have pushed it back and pushed it back and pushed it back. And that is not okay. Um, and while I was listening to some of the videos that I was listening to, a lot of what I was hearing is about how working these 9 to 5s, it's like you don't have time for nothing else. You got to drive to work and you got to drive home and you spend hours in the day, working for somebody else, working for their dream. You can't even focus on your own dreams. You can't even focus on your own desires. You can't even really discover yourself because you're so busy putting your all into somebody else's company. And, you know, that's a part of my story at the moment, and I know that I'm aware of that. One thing that God does with me when it's time for something to change, he will give it to me a year or two in advance. It'll just be like a little subtle, like a little push. And I'm like, okay. And gradually it'll build up to I'll get to that point to right where it's sitting in my face and it's like, it's time to talk about this. I've been nudging you, I've been giving you, dropping seeds here and here and here. Now it's time for the increase. Now it's time for you to make a move. Now it's time for you to activate your faith and step out on faith in this area. I believe he may do that with a lot of us. But while I was sitting here and I was just thinking, like, trying to make sense of it all. I can't make sense of the work because processes are built, and it's like no matter what you do or how much you do, it's like overload. Like there's this expectation of you doing 2 to 3 and 4 jobs wrapped into one. And then the question of I'm sorry, I just got a text message. The question of why hasn't this done? Well, why is it taking this and that? And it's like no matter what you say, not all companies are like this, but no matter what you say, it's like they come back. It reminds me of like the presidential elections and stuff. Like you ask a question, for example, for what I've witnessed. Now, I'm not big on politics, but I have watched some of the debates, and they ask Kamala a question or you ask Trump a question. They don't answer the question. They'll start right here. Well, we are a people, and the people they will go all the way around this circle, but they don't answer the question. You know, it's enough if you let it to drive you crazy because you're like, I'm like, it is that they give you this. It's not an answer, okay? They don't answer your question, but they give you this synopsis of this great speech that is politically correct and it's professional and the grammar, it's, very prestige. And it's like, they literally believe what they just said. And I'm like, now, I'm black, strike one. I'm a woman, strike two. So if I come back and I just call it what it is, oh gosh, I'm aggressive. Oh, I'm the aggressive black woman. I've created tension and all this stuff. Like they don't accept truth. That drives me insane. Oh my goodness. But that is the world that we live in. It's even so when you're dealing with people, they don't want to acknowledge the truth. They don't want to deal with truth. When you start speaking the truth, it reminds me, I've so many situations I can talk about regarding this situation, regarding this scenario, about the truth. I'm just, speaking freely and being honest here. I am a very honest person. I am, and sometimes when I say stuff, people get offended. It's never my intention to offend. But what I do understand, what the Bible tells us, the truth shall set you free. That's not only with your spiritual walk, that is free in your whole entire life. Because if you don't be honest with yourself and acknowledge the truth and the reality of you and your situation, how are you going to be able to move forward and make a change? It reminds me of my mom, and I love my mom, don't get me wrong. But we would have a conversation, and I would tell her the truth about it. And instead of her acknowledging it, she'll say something like, "Well, ain't nobody perfect. All of us something. Da, 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 da." I'm not perfect. I never said I was. I never indicated I was. However, all I'm simply telling you is that this right here is incorrect because it should be done this way, not that way. You were wrong for that. It's simply put. But instead of acknowledging that, she would come back and be offended and wouldn't take responsibility. Anyway, I don't want my videos to be super duper long, so I'm gonna go ahead and end here. But I was sitting here thinking about that, and when I tell you, y'all, I am so every time I notice I keep saying this as I'm about to close. But seriously, as I watch, I'm telling you, God is so. I just love God so much, but I just believe, He's just bringing what I believe I need to hear, and probably what y'all need to hear too. So many people in my age group, even I have this one guy, he's 30 something, but he has so much wisdom already. And it's just so beautiful just watching so many people come out. People are taking control, taking charge of their lives. And like, you know what? I'm coming out here on YouTube and I'm telling my story. I'm sharing my story. Y'all, I'm so here for it. I'm so excited for everybody. And I'm just sitting back and watching like, oh, because one day, if it's the Lord's will, that'll be me. But for right now, I'm okay being in my little small YouTube section town, cheering on everybody else, baby. Because one thing I do believe about is sowing seeds. And I'm not talking about money, because seed is not money. But anyway, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to let y'all go. You guys have a beautiful, wonderful, fantabulous day, y'all. No matter what you are dealing with and going through, times are hard, times are rough, guys, but be encouraged no matter what. Be encouraged, y'all. Just sometimes you got to pat your own self on the back. Be encouraged. Okay, I'll talk to y'all in another video. Bye.